Did you know if you type high school in on Google and go to the wiki page that you can find my high school? Teens these days are more aware of social media than they are with social issues. I'm Emily Herman, and I'm one of them. This is my friend Maggie. She works at a place called Mustard Seed.
Happens all the time. Present company accepted, present company accept the worst. It happens every night.
When I first arrived at Mustard Seed, I was welcomed by one of the head coordinators, Vicky, who introduced me to some student volunteers. Immediately, I noticed that the atmosphere of the drop-in was happy and welcoming. Afterwards, I got to meet the two women that volunteer in partnership with Maggie in the kitchen every Saturday. When did you start working here?
Here?
Yeah.
How long ago? About 9 years?
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
9 years. We started volunteering, Margarita night.
What food do you usually cook? What type of food?
Well, we try to make a nutritious meal. It depends on what we have available, because there's always some donations, and during the week there's some cooking going on as well. So sometimes there's a little bit of leftover, and most of the time we have a main dish and a salad, or we will have a soup and sandwich.
Oh, cool. Have you ever had an experience with a client, like commenting on the food or
yes,
telling you something?
Almost every Saturday we get some of the clients that come up and say that the food was really good, and we have some regulars that they're always trying to find out what we're making, and they love the food. We have, in some cases, some of the clients want something. What it happened, the program here, every day there is a different activity. So, Whimsical Wednesday. So, basically the idea is that the ladies come and do some arts and craft, and we provide lunch for them. We give lunch to ladies that come and do some arts and crafts, I forgot the word. And every day there is a little bit of cooking, doing like in a way, not because we cook, but I think that the whole program is a little bit unique, the way it has been built. Basically, most places that you go that they are drop-in, the way it's served or the way it's done is not as special as here. That's my opinion. I don't know, Margaret. And the other thing is that in some places they are so huge that you can't provide the same type of food that we provide. And those places are mostly soup kitchen. And nowadays it's a little bit different, because don't forget that they can come at 10 o'clock and they have breakfast as well.
Also, a lot of people think that drop-in centers are for the needy, and that's not always the case. And I think a lot of people could make use of a place like this, because it's for people who need to stretch a dollar a little more, but also people who are in need of society, who might otherwise be shut in. Some people, it's self-inflicted, where they just don't go out enough and don't mix with society enough, and this sort of place provides a venue for them to come out and interact with people within the community, So yes, they can stretch $1 if that's their particular need, but it's also just to interact with people within the community.
Hear that? Let's play it again.
It's for people who need to stretch $1 a little more, but also people who are in need of society, who might otherwise be shut in. Some people, it's self-inflicted, where they just don't go out enough and don't mix with society enough, and this sort of place provides a venue for them to come out and interact with people within the community. So yes, they can stretch $1 if that's their particular need, but it's also just to interact with people within the community.
Now that you hear it, you may think it was an obvious statement, but when we asked you,
describe what you think a soup kitchen is.
It's a place where
when I think of soup kitchen, I kind of picture like what they do in movies, so like a big bowl of soup with a ladle in it, a big silver bowl of soup, and like people coming up and they with like bowls, and then they just pour it in, and then they go and they just sit and they eat their soup. Like that, I don't never really picture a community, or like I just kind of picture homeless people on the streets that come in, scraggly, smelly. They don't have a home. They don't bathe. They don't really take care of themselves. They don't have jobs. They have to rely on other people to take care of them. I feel like it's scary to work there too. I feel like it's kind of dangerous.
a soup kitchen is a place where underprivileged people get to go to get soup for free.
How would you describe a person that goes to a soup kitchen?
Someone who doesn't have soup at home or home, and somebody like that, I guess.
This is just a minor glance into the teens' perspective on social issues. During my visit to Mustard Seed, I was lucky enough to receive a tour. And what makes Mustard Seed so different is all of its facilities that it offers to its clients. The first room that I got to see was the sewing room. On Whimsical Wednesday, the sewing room is open for all women to use. The sewing room provides all the necessary tools that you would need to sew, along with a skilled person always close by. Along with the sewing room, Mustard Seed also provides a foot care facility and a computer lab open to all clients to use.
It's a little messy now. People who come to our drop-in say that this is one of, or the cleanest drop-in in the city. And because it's run by the Sisters of St. Joseph, they feel that they are really respected as individuals, and when they walk in, they're not judged. Everyone is welcome, regardless of how they're dressed. If you want a meal here, you can have a meal here. So people really like coming here. And
I used to be really naive, and I thought drop-ins were for like people who really couldn't afford like a certain lifestyle and to like support themselves and everything. But working here for almost 3 years now, I've realized that it's not even just, people don't just even come for the food. It's a lot about social interaction and a sense of community and family, and just a place to come and be able to do things and have fun.
Well, my name is Sister Gwen Smith. I'm a sister of St. Joseph and taught high school, and then I got involved with church youth groups, and then got into action, reflection, and knowing your need for a higher power, Jesus. And anyway, so the next thing I knew, I was saying, where could I go that I could be to just let people know the good news? Not maybe, well, so I landed in the Sisters of St. Joseph, and I've been there ever since, over 60 years.
I really think that there's so much love here, and it's like a family. And every time I go down the street, I bump into somebody I know, either in the neighborhood or who comes to one of our programs here. And one thing we like to do is we had some resistance from some of the neighbors, a misunderstanding, and we had a hero who defended us, Dangerous Dan's Hamburger, said, listen, you ought to be down on your knees thanking them. He said, we'll have all these crazies round here running naked and panhandling. And he said to him, he runs a big business here, so this Dangerous Dan said to him, take the wax out of your ears. He said, you ought to be down on your knees thanking these women. He said, haven't you noticed they're already panhandling on the street? Haven't noticed anybody without any clothes on. They're going to put clothes on them, and they're not running a place for a shelter for abused women. It's a beautiful apartment building. They'd be crazy to put all that grass in it if there were going to be husbands throwing rocks. So I went over and thanked him.
As a last question, can you describe Mustard Seed in one word or one sentence?
Family.
That's really tough because there is so much here, but the one thing I really want to mention is that it wouldn't be possible for us to do all that we do here without our volunteers.
Is the community effect when you meet people. You meet people from all different walks of life, many different personalities. And I guess the greatest gift as a volunteer is to be able to give and to help. And hopefully that we make a difference from it.
Everybody seems to get along very well here. It's one of the better drop-ins I've ever seen.
It's an awesome place, one of the best places.
Great. Good.
Yeah, I love it.
Everyone's really friendly and welcoming. Like, I think accepting is a really good word, because no matter like where you're coming from or what your reason is being here, no one really judges you. Everyone's just really like friendly about it, and everyone's really accepting of like other people, and yeah, it's just a really good community atmosphere.
So far it's been a great experience.